welcome back to the journey into you with me, Tarusha Saxena. And today you can see there are so many boxes over here. So these are all my tarot decks and my oracle decks that I use for my readings. And I had to make this video because I got so many messages on my Instagram and Facebook asking about what boxes or what tarot cards am I using, especially from a lot of Indian tarot card readers. So this specifically is out for you guys. And also, if you are a tarot reader or if you are a beginner who is wanting to start reading tarot, learning to start reading tarot, then this video is also for you, because you can see what are the different kinds of tarot cards that you can start with. This video consists of predominantly the decks that are good for the beginners, specifically who have just started new, like who's starting new, or who are into reading tarot for 1, 2, or 3 years. So these are the decks for those people who are pretty much new to the tarot reading. So this can also be useful for you if you're interested in learning tarot or if you're a tarot reader. So this is a part of my tarot collection. I don't want to make a very big video, so maybe rest of my boxes I will shoot in another video. So let's just quickly get started. And just one shout out that if tarot reading is your interest, if you would like to know your weekly and monthly zodiac readings through tarot, or if you're interested in knowing what's in store in your love life, career, personal life, finances, etc. through tarot reading, then this is your channel. And if you would like, then you can go ahead and subscribe and become a part of my beautiful tarot family, and let's stay connected forever. All right, so do not forget to click subscribe button of my YouTube channel, and also click on the red bell icon below to receive notifications every time I upload a video. And if you want to catch me on Facebook or Instagram, I have pages both on Facebook and Instagram that go by the same name, The Journey Into You. So now let's just get started. I'll first start with my tarot decks. So I'll just put all my oracle boxes on the side. All right. Okay, so I will first start with the basic deck, which is the father and mother of tarot. So if you are a beginner, all right, if you are learning tarot, or if you are wanting to learn tarot, or if you are pretty much new to tarot, just finished learning it or learning through YouTube, whatever it is, this is your go-to deck. So this is the foundation of tarot. All right, this is called the Rider-Waite tarot deck, and this is a traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck by Pamela Coleman Smith. All right, and conceived by A.E. Waite. This is the foundation. All right, so you can buy as many tarot decks in your life. You can buy thousands of tarot decks and tarot and oracle decks, but if you have not by heart this, and by heart I do not mean to say if you've not marked this up, but what I mean to say is if you have not got a grasp of these cards very well, so then no matter how many number of cards you buy, you still might be lacking some knowledge. These are by far the best tarot decks, tarot cards ever designed, and I'll just show you why. So the card, I would say the box is not very sturdy, but yeah, I have a habit of keeping everything properly. So this is the booklet of this card. So this is the small tiny booklet which will give you the details of what is in the cards, if you may want to know that. Now the outside of the card is not very appealing. All right, this is definitely not a very appealing color or design. They're very fancy funky cards in the market, but you can always buy those cards. All right, but to start with, this is the must-have for all the beginners, and the reason is, I'll just show you why. The reason is this, the imagery. All right, now these cards are by far the most beautifully, most sensibly designed cards, tarot cards until now. These are the best tarot cards ever designed because of the detailing that they have, because of the meaning and the way they show the story so very clearly. These are by far the best oracle cards ever. I mean, look at the colors. I do not really like the quality of the cards. It's pretty much like, you know, cardboard sort of thing, not very. And the imagery, if you see like the Indian print, like we get Chinese print over here in India, and the print is not very clear, but if you look at it properly, you will understand what the imagery is. For example, you can see there's a, I don't know if you can see it very clearly over here. Yeah, see, all these red things are roses, and then these are plants, and you know, this is a sword, wand, cup, pentacle. All right, all these symbols over here, these are all part of reading. Basically, you can see there's ocean over here, and then these are cliffs, there's a dog over here, there's a sun, there's a rose, the colors of the dress, all these represent all these things, all these symbols, even the dress and what is the design of this costume. Everything in tarot represents a meaning. This yellow color represents a meaning. The amount of red in this card represents a meaning. So this is precisely what this Rider-Waite tarot deck is. So this is the reason. Look at this, for example, the High Priestess card. And High Priestess, you can see there is so much of detailing over here. There is this pomegranate over here. In background, there's so much of you know, greenery in the background, right? Then there's this full moon, there's a half moon over here, the white dress covered by something else. Then you have something hidden over here in her hand. You have a half moon over here, again slightly covered by her dress. So you know, all these aspects in tarot mean a lot. Okay, now I will show you I'll compare this with maybe a High Priestess of another card, so you will see that why this imagery is important, because though the imagery in other cards also means something, but the imagery in other cards is very limited, so it'll only show you the limited essence of what the card stands for. But in Rider-Waite, you will really understand, because they will give you so many, they've given us so many symbols over here, so much going on in this imagery, that it becomes very easy for a newcomer or for a beginner to really understand what these cards are saying. So that's the reason why Rider-Waite cards are the cards which are most highly recommended for beginners. And I think this is the only go-to deck for the beginners. Look at the imagery. I mean, it's so clear. You can like so clearly understand what it stands for. So there's a reason why this is a very famous deck. There are different versions of Rider-Waite available in the market. So yeah, and this is like the most basic and the cheapest in India. Like this costs some very cheap. It comes for like some $650. I think, yeah, that's like $650 or $750. So yeah, that was your Rider-Waite tarot. Okay, now I'll show you just the larger version of this. Okay, so you just saw this is like my hand size. Okay, it's fitting into my hand like this, right? Now you have another Rider-Waite, which is the same imagery, but the size is this big. So this is, I don't know if you can see, but yeah, that's the size of the box. All right, so the imagery and everything remains the same. It's just the size that is big. So this is the box of giant Rider-Waite is not very sturdy. Look at my box. Like I keep my things very properly, and despite of keeping it so very properly, this is what has happened to the box. See, this is what has happened. All right, so yeah, these are your giant Rider-Waite. So this is the back of the giant Rider-Waite. This is the back. Okay, let me show you, let me compare this with this one, the original Rider-Waite. So this is the size of original Rider-Waite, and this is the size of the giant Rider-Waite. That's the difference. It's that huge. All right, and like it's bigger than my palm. See, it's bigger than my palm. So yeah, however, the imagery and everything remains the same. The quality of this card is slightly better than the smaller ones, because this is somewhere in between cardboard and plastic. So they are much sturdy. The colors are far more better, especially the shades of blue and gray are better in this one. So these are the cards. The imagery is absolutely same. No variations, no improvisations. It's absolutely the same. Yeah. So this was our giant Rider-Waite. Now let's see another version of Rider-Waite. We have the Morgan-Greer tarot deck. I really love this deck, and this was my third buy. So very interestingly, when I was learning, before I started learning tarot, the first deck ever that I bought was an oracle deck, because nobody really told me how to. This was before I started learning tarot, and this was my first tarot deck. And trust me, I struggled to learn because I had no clue that we should not start with an oracle deck. You do not have to learn an oracle deck that ways. So in tarot, this was officially my first deck ever, which is the Rider-Waite deck. So this was my first deck, the Rider-Waite tarot deck. And then the Morgan-Greer was my second deck that I ever bought, and I just am in love with this deck again. The box is not very sturdy, not at all, but yeah, that's that. So again, we have a booklet with this one as well. There's a tiny little booklet again with meanings of the cards and the reversals. This is the back of the Morgan-Greer tarot deck. I don't really remember the price of this. These decks are all that I bought on Amazon. Yeah, I bought all these decks on Amazon. I will put the links of all these cards in the description, so in case if you want to purchase any of these, you can just go ahead, click on the link, and directly it'll take you to the Amazon links. So this is a Morgan-Greer deck that I bought. I really like the quality of these cards, because again, this is not a cardboard and this is not plastic. This is somewhere between, so they're very sturdy, though the box is not very sturdy. And I specifically love the color palette, as well as the imagery, and the fact that they do not have a border, and that they're a little trimmed on the centers, on the edges. So I really like the feel of these cards. It was a very nice refresher after the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck. But I would still recommend that if you're a beginner starting to learn tarot, your go-to is this. Okay, once you get a hands on this one, then you can always, this was the easiest one to diversify for me. So I would recommend a natural progression from Rider-Waite to Morgan-Greer tarot deck. So look at this. It's really beautiful imagery. It doesn't have minimum imagery. It still has comparatively a lot of imagery as compared to other versions of Rider-Waite tarot deck. But compared to Rider-Waite, original Rider-Waite, it still has lesser one, but I would say that it still has more as compared to other versions. So I really like the color palettes, and the stories still are easy to understand for beginners. Celebration, heartbreak, disappointment. You have Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, Queen of Wands, King of Rods. So, beautiful colors. You can see, I'm sure you can see beautiful colors. Eight of Pentacles, beautiful colors over here. So I just loved having this deck. So loved having this deck. So this is Morgan-Greer tarot deck. The next deck, which is the second latest deck that I bought, is the Seer tarot deck. This is a beautiful deck. Again, a very beautiful adaptation of Rider-Waite tarot deck. This is the guidebook for Seers. And so how you have upright card and then a reversed card in traditional Rider-Waite, in Seer they call it the light seer card, which is upright, and shadow, which is the reversed card. So this is the tiny booklet guidebook for light seer, and this is the back of the cards. Again, the quality of these cards are not very great. These are absolute out and out cardboard kind of tarot decks. I don't think it's going to last very long. It's all up to you how well you keep your cards. But I really love the imagery on these cards. This is Eight of Cups. I mean, the story that these cards tell is beautiful. And one thing I really like about Light Seer Tarot deck is that they do not, the imagery is very different from Rider-Waite Tarot deck. If you see the imagery, this is the Tower card now. So the imagery is very different, but you know, they do not take away the main essence of the original Rider-Waite. So what they do is basically this particular Light Seer Tarot deck, what they have done is that original Rider-Waite Tarot deck has its own essence. Every card has a beautiful essence to it. And Light Seer cards only add their own extra essence to the original meaning of Rider-Waite Tarot deck. And I think that is a very beautiful part. They don't tell a different story altogether. They just add slight tinge of essence to the already beautiful existing essence of Rider-Waite Tarot deck. And that's the reason why I really, really love this deck. So some of the cards, I mean, the colors are beautiful. Look at the imagery. Three of Wands, Three of Swords. This is, look at the cards. Beautiful imagery, beautiful color. I mean, look at the Queen of Pentacles in all her glory. Beautiful. Very beautiful interpretation of Six of Cups. I really like Ace of Ace of Wands. We have Six of Pentacles. Beautiful. This card is like really beautiful. Very beautiful imagery they have. Very nice. This is the High Priestess. Now I showed you High Priestess of the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, and this is the High Priestess of this Light Seer, but the images are so very different. But only thing is that this just adds so much value to the already existing meaning of Rider-Waite Tarot deck. So I'll just like show you a comparison. I don't know where is none of these cards are actually in the proper, they're actually not in order, so I'll just have to like find out. Okay, it should be here. Yeah, it'll be here. Yeah. See, now this is the High Priestess of Rider-Waite Tarot deck, which is the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot deck, and this is the High Priestess of Light Seer. Now they are poles apart in imagery, but one thing very common is the intuition part. This card represents intuition, and like greatly represented intuition, and this card also represents intuition. And like, you know, look at the imagery. The eyes are closed, but you can also see the eyeball over here. So the eyes are closed, but the eyes are open. It's like, you know, seeing the world from the higher perspective. All right. So, and you know, like it's just a very beautiful interpretation of the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot deck. It just adds so much meaning. So if you have a strong foundation on your Rider-Waite card tarot deck, then you can just take up the essence of any other tarot deck, and just add it up to the already existing meaning and essence of the original tarot deck and do your readings. So this was Light Seer Tarot deck. Beautiful cards. These, I love these. So currently I am using this deck. I really am in love with it. My readings are like, I love doing readings with this card right now, this deck. Next we will move to Oracle decks, and I don't know why I have, okay, I'll come to this. Okay, this is a Nostradamus, the Lost Tarot of Nostradamus. This actually also is a tarot deck, and I don't know why did I include it in this reading, because this is for this video, because this video is specifically for people who are either starting to learn tarot or considerably new in the in tarot reading, because this deck is definitely not for beginners. So but nonetheless, since it is now in the reading, so I'll take you through it. So this is the book of Nostradamus, Lost Tarot of Nostradamus. Yeah, and it's like a pretty much it's a big book, and I will tell you the reason why I would not recommend this tarot deck for anybody, even for 4 or 5 years into tarot reading, because this is, in terms of how it calls the suits, is very different from the original Rider-Waite tarot deck, so it can really confuse the beginners. So if you are new to tarot, or if you're into tarot for 1, 2 or 3 years, I would recommend that still stay away from Nostradamus, Lost Tarot of Nostradamus. I also don't use this deck because I have not yet felt connected with the cards yet, and I don't do a reading until I feel connected with the cards. So I'll just show this is how the box is. So there's 2 sets of cards over here, but I mean they're all in sequence, they're not different. I don't like the back of these cards, and the quality of the cards is also very bad, very poor cardboard, very poor cardboard quality, very poor printing, extremely poor, and even the imagery is not very clear. Now let me tell you one thing, that tarot actually originated into this world in mid 15th century, and that was again the same time when Nostradamus walked the earth, and he wrote all his beautiful prophecies, and all these cards are based on Nostradamus prophecies, and also a traditional representation of a traditional typical Rider-Waite tarot deck. All right, so I would say that tarot deck has been taken, like, is an adaptation of these Nostradamus tarot cards, but Rider-Waite tarot is much more easier to understand and interpret as compared to these cards. Now this is a star card. This is the ace. This is the ace of what do I say? This is the ace of wands. So in Nostradamus, now wands are represented by stars. All right, the cups are represented by moon. So that's the reason why, you know, it's pretty much it's really different right now. These Nostradamus, Lost Tarot of Nostradamus, I really don't connect with these cards. Look at the cards, look at the imagery. They're not very clear, not at all very clear. And I think I would somehow also blame the non-clarity of these cards. I would also say is because of the poor quality of the cards. It's really, really very bad, really very bad. See, these are the rest of the cards. I'll show you. Very poor quality. This is the back of these cards, and just like cannot connect. I cannot connect with these cards at all. So for me, this was an absolute waste of money. But I would still say that, you know, if I have to kind of trade in my decks with somebody, I would still not trade this deck, because to me somehow, like, I'm somebody who really likes history. Okay, I have great respect and regard for history, and specifically something like this, I will always keep this deck with me, even though I don't think I will ever use it in my life, because I don't think I will ever feel connected with these cards. Maybe in future I may, but as of now I don't think so. But I'll always keep this because it is a reminder to me about where it all started, who it all started with, it, and how it all started. That was with Nostradamus. So this is going to be very special for me always. My first ever deck that I bought was this, when I had no knowledge of tarot, but I just wanted to have something. And I would say that this is a Archangel Power tarot cards by Virtue, and I must say that this is a total waste of money. absolute out and out waste of money. If you want to buy this deck, no, please do not. If you want to buy an oracle deck by Doreen and Virtue, please buy her romance cards. They might at least be of some use, but not these cards. These cards are a big no. I mean, it's a total waste. It's a total waste. This is the booklet, and these are the cards. Now this is the back of the cards. For me, for some reason, back of the cards play a big role in me feeling connected with the cards. So of course, back plays an important role. Back plays an important role, and then even the front plays an important role, obviously, along with the description. But in this regard, in this regard, in this particular deck, there's nothing which really, is attracting me to it and, making me read it. I mean, I don't like the back. I just don't like the back. The quality of cards is like really bad. I'll show you when I shuffle it what happens. Just see, when I shuffle, this is what happens. The cards become like this. See, you can't even do a good shuffle because they become like this. See, just see, they're all bending. This doesn't, I mean, I don't like this kind of cards, and especially they're not paper thin, but had they been just slightly thinner, they would have been paper thin. So this is not plastic, this is not cardboard, but this is definitely paper thin. Like, I just don't like the quality of the cards. It's ridiculous. It's really bad, and it's definitely not worth the price at all. The printing is good, but the imagery is not good at all. I don't like the imagery at all. The messages, yes, when I just like take this deck and just read it all by itself, doesn't make any sense. But if I combine it in my tarot readings, and if I do like a complete reading with this deck as a guidance deck, I do get really meaningful messages. But I very hardly I pick up this deck to make it as a part of the reading, because I really don't feel connected with this deck so much. So I think that this deck is like a total waste of money. So I would not recommend anybody to buy Doreen Virtue Archangel Power tarot cards. I really would not recommend at all. Now it's too far. My next deck is this Kyle Gray Angels and Ancestor Oracle deck, and I really love this deck. And this is like, I would highly recommend this deck to you if you're a tarot card reader, because for the reasons I will tell you now. So first of all, I love the box, and the booklet is also very good. Easily understandable messages, and see that they have written some message over here in the box as well. And these are the cards. Now this is the back side of the cards, which I love and so love. Like Native American, is giving that feeling of a Native American, and history and shamans and Native Americans, like so it's like my tribe kind of a thing. I'm not saying I'm a shaman or anybody, but it just feels like my tribe. So yeah, beautiful color, beautiful picture, and the quality of the card is like so good. This is paper hard, but I think I really like the GSM, the quality of the paper. It's very nice. If you can maintain it well, it can last forever. Beautiful cards. And now the imagery, I love the colors, I love the imagery on these cards, and like they're so meaningful and so beautiful. So there's a title for each card, and then there is a subtitle for each card. So these are beautiful cards. Shaman, I just said shaman, and then the second card you get is shaman. Animal guardian, stargazer, heart guardian, traveler, arrow, eagle. I mean, these are very beautiful cards, very beautiful cards. I really like these cards. Beautiful images, beautiful colors, and beautiful meaning. And again, these cards also give away I mean, I get so amazed when I combine these cards for guidance for my readings, and the kind of guidance they come up with is startling. Like it's shocking, not even funny. It's very shocking. So this was my second oracle deck. This is the next one, Notes from the Universe on Love and Connection. This is like an okay deck. I'm not very fond of this deck. Again, as a Doreen Virtue deck, I would say even for this one, if I just pick up the cards and read them randomly, they don't make any sense to me. But when clubbed as part of a bigger main reading with tarot cards, this comes up with beautiful meanings, and like I really get shocked that, dude, where is this even coming from? So yeah, and one thing about these cards is that they don't come with any booklet. That's one good thing. And they are two-sided cards, so you have something written on the back and on the front. So one side is all detailed, see, and the other side, it's like short and sweet message, and the inside gives you the details of what the main message stands for. So, and yeah, I mean, these are all cards of different colors, beautiful colors. I am not very fond of these messages, as I said, but clubbed with the main reading, they come out with beautiful meanings, beautiful messages. So I really can't say if I am like a go for this deck or like okay for this deck. I really am not able to take a side as far as this deck is concerned. You needn't worry. Okay, the deck is saying you don't worry about it. It's okay, just go with the flow. I mean, you like it, you don't like it, you're using it, and that's about it. So the deck has given me my answer that you don't worry about that. Okay, so this was messages from the universe. Not a fan, but okay. So the next one is Unicorn Cards by Diana Cooper. Yeah, so this is a sliding card. This is the sliding one. Yeah, so it slides in, and this is an interesting box because this is how I can make it stand. See, fancy, isn't it? Very, very fancy. Oh, actually, I have been so stupid. I can just use the stand for my everyday card as well. I don't know why I haven't been doing it, but anyways. So yeah, these are the cards. That's the booklet which it comes with, which by the way I haven't gone through, but I like the unicorn cards. So this is the back of these cards, unicorn cards. And again, I mean, you know, this it's like this curved edges, which I really like. The card quality is also not bad. I like this actually, and like not a very big deck. It's like not very thick deck. It's quite sleek. See, it's easy to shuffle as well, and the cards are very nice. The cards are meaningful. You have a unicorn in all the cards because these are unicorn cards. So you have a message coming to you from a unicorn in this deck, and short and sweet message written at the bottom. It's very beautiful cards again, and very soft imagery. Pegasus, Archangel Raphael, healing abundance are coming to you. So these are not, I mean, if you're looking for bright colors, this may not be your deck, but you know, if you're looking for subtle colors, nice, beautiful, simple messages, it's a beautiful deck that you can have. So this is Unicorn Cards by Diana Cooper. Okay, I think we've come to the second last deck. Okay, so we have 2 more decks to go for this video. Now comes one of my most favorite decks, which is Osho Zen tarot cards. So now this deck has a history to it. So when I have been coming across this deck so many times on Facebook and on Amazon, but I never got attracted either to the box or to the back of these cards. All right, I never got attracted to the back of these cards. But, and as I said earlier, that, you know, back of the cards really is important for me, because that is like the first thing which connects me to the cards, and then the imagery inside. And this is the back of the cards, and I never really felt attracted to it. But there came a time when, after continuously seeing this deck flashing in front of my eyes on my social media as well as on Amazon again and again, I was like, maybe this is a hint and I must just have it, because I'm a professional tarot reader and all tarot readers have this deck. So, you know, do hell with it. Just like, what the heck, just buy it. And I just purchased it because it wasn't also very costly. So I bought it, and boy, was I up for a surprise. I was in for such a big shock. I cannot tell you, like, I became such a big fan of these cards. And you know, like, one big like, I really need to let me see, I forgot the name of the lady who has designed these cards. I mean, it would be so incomplete if I don't mention her name, because oh god, I'm so shocked right now. I'm just like so shocked right now. Yeah, the illustrations by Deva Padma. Oh my god, Deva Padma. I mean, this person has done such an unbelievable job on the imagery of these cards. I can't even tell you. And you know, a lot of people, when they do their decks, they spend all their energy in making a beautiful deck. Okay, everybody wants the decks to look beautiful, so they do a very good hard work on making the deck. But I must say that the designer of this deck has done an equally beautiful part in making this book, because they have so tastefully designed this book with giving colorful prints of the card. Each card, they've given colorful print of each card as it is in the book, and they have given general meanings of the book, of the cards. And it's like, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's really beautiful. I really love this booklet. Like, it was the first tarot book which I really loved and enjoyed reading. Coming to the cards, as I said earlier, the imagery is outstanding and brilliant. After original Rider-Waite tarot deck, if there is one deck which has given beautiful illustrations and symbolism, that is Osho Zen tarot cards. And I mean, the imagery is just so beautiful, so detailed, and it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. The card quality is not very good, but I think everything I can ignore just for the imagery that they have given. I mean, beautiful and meaningful cards. And you know the best part about this deck? I'll tell you. I'll show you the best part about this deck. I mean, that was, and you know, before I came across this deck, I always used to wonder that why does nobody have that card in Oracle, in their decks, in the Oracle decks? Why does nobody have that? And when I saw that card in this deck, my mind was just superbly blown away. I was like, this is it. This is it. Somebody thought about it. That was amazing. That was like a show stealer for me. Where is that card? I'll just show you. It was beautiful. I was just beyond beautiful. This is the card. This was the card I was talking about. This. See, there's nothing on the cards. There is just nothing on the card. All right, and it says nothingness. That is the beauty. Blankness, nothingness. I mean, if you attain this state of nothingness, you, my dear friend, have achieved nirvana. You have just touched the most beautiful part of being a human being, the most peaceful space in the whole world. Nothingness. I love this card. I mean, this was the show stealer for me in Osho Zen tarot cards, and this is one reason why I mean, this is one of the main reasons why I love this deck, but I've already shared with you so many reasons of why I love this deck. The box is pretty sturdy. I really like the box. It's really sturdy. And with this, we come to the last deck, which is this. This was my pretty new recent purchase, and the box is very, very fancy. Really fancy box. This is a magnetic box. So again, this is a box. So this is a magnet over here. See, magnet. Then you have the booklet. Again, a very nice booklet. They have all the colorful imagery of the cards as it is, along with the details. And this deck is basically based on principles of yoga, Ayurveda, deities. So, you know, there are different versions. I'll show you. So they are, the contents of the cards is spirituality, Ayurveda, chakras, yoga, and deities. So that was the book, and this is the box. This is the box. I like the colors of the box and the boxing, but now I'll show you the main thing, which is the colors of the cards, the imagery, which is not, again, very, very interesting. I just found the imagery to be a little dull for my taste, because I really like the back. I really loved it, but the imagery, I think, could have been a little more brighter and better. It's a little dull for my taste. This is the imagery. That is yoga, deity, buddhi. So this is all based on, you know, Indian mythology, spirituality, chakras, deities, Ayurveda. So you'll have to spend some time with the book to really get the meanings of these cards. It won't come to you so very easily. So yeah, this was my deck, a part of my collection of tarot decks. A lot of them you must have seen in my videos, and a lot of others you might not have seen in my videos, because I use them for my private readings for my clients. So yeah, so this was my collection, and I really hope that you liked it. And I will leave the links of all these decks in the description box of this video. So if you may wish to purchase any of these boxes from Amazon, you can just directly click on that link, go and purchase your boxes. And yeah, I'll see you soon in my next video. Until then, do take care of yourself.